The bust cycle has begun. Klarna just lost 80% of its valuation. What it means for you, what it means for the startup ecosystem, let's talk about it now. Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel AskMeStartup, where we talk about startups, small businesses, and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell because it really helps this channel to grow. If you're into business, if you plan to start a business, if you have a small business, please feel free to download my free startup checklist, link in the description below. Today's topic is slightly different to what I'm talking about to you regularly, and it is about the startup bust boom that has started to begin specifically in the fintech industry. Now, the fintech industry is kind of leading in terms of valuation, and you see a lot of unicorns or former unicorns being established in the fintech industry. I mean, there were times when you just labeled yourself as a fintech startup and you got $100 million for free. These times are over because of monetary tightening. Now, that has huge implications. And just as of recent, a couple of days ago, Klarna had to declare that their valuation shrank from, I think, roughly around 60 billion to 3. I mean, you have a massive loss of valuation, and they had to lay off 10% of the people. Now, Klarna might not be the only company. We have Bolt, we have Stripe, we have Better. We have a lot of other companies that have the same problem. Fintechs are simply not working. You might tell me, well, I'm totally wrong. Okay, I might be. Fact of the matter is, though, there's hardly any fintech today that is working properly and making a profit. The times, I think, most likely are over for startups just to claim that they're going to solve something in the future, maybe, and not making a profit on this. You cannot just promise there will be some profit in 10 years down the road. It's not happening because there is no money anymore. Mind you, though, these startups have been kind of propped up with money last year. I mean, last year there were roughly around $139 billion invested in startups like these. So there is a lot of money still available, and some of those companies still have a lot of cash to go. But if we have inflation and if we have an upcoming recession, defaults are going to climb, and a lot of those startups are not losing money like they're losing now. The loss will be exponentially growing. And that is what scares off investors. Now, what does that mean for you? Has it had any impact on you? Yes, it does, because venture capital currently is reducing its efforts. We've seen the lowest amount of investment in the last 3 months than ever before over the last 3 to 5 years. That's crazy. It's obvious, right? People are scared. They're thinking about risk. And of course, you're hoping that you get a better deal down the road if you wait a little longer. Hence, if you are planning to start a fintech company, think twice. B, if you have a fintech company, pivot your model so that you become profitable. You have to do a better job than just saying, I will be profitable in the future. C, if you plan to start a business now, think twice and come up with a better business model that maybe not screaming for a multi-billion-dollar unicorn evaluation from the start, but rather solving a proper problem on a profitable way. Now, I'm not saying not to do anything, but I will give you some insights. I have had a discussion with a guy working in a fintech startup in Berlin. This guy was very nice, but he said something very remarkable that I want to share with you. He said, not a single fintech startup is ever going to be profitable. And the only reason they establish those startups is they're hoping they can sell the company to a big player, to a big bank, and be fine off afterwards. Now, that implies one critical point. Valuations are there to make the founders rich and not to solve the problem in the first place. I know this might be a very controversial statement, and I'm happy to discuss this with you, but the reality is most fintechs don't really solve problems, they just create some. All right, everybody, thank you for watching this short video. I know this is going to be a very controversial one, and it's different from what I've been talking prior to you, but I think it's very crucial that you understand that the bubble has started to bust, and we will see a lot of troubles for any startups and new businesses in the future, also in Europe and the whole world. If you made it so far in the video, please subscribe and push the notification bell. And I'm going to see you next time.